Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter. I'm joined by Nate. It's good to be back. Thank you very much.
Good to have you back.
Annie. Thank you. Annie did a fantastic job filling in for me in a way. Or you did a fantastic job filling in for me, and Annie did a fantastic job filling in for you, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Who filled in for Annie then?
Good question. We'll have to ask her.
I don't know.
But yeah. Anyways, it's good to be back. Anyways, and
it's good to have you back. Did you actually listen to the full episode though?
I'm not through the full one. I just what was the last part? I think the BDE, which thank you for still doing that segment, and that's exactly what I would have picked, because what else would you have picked?
There was nothing else to pick besides Linus Ullmark scoring that goal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. So no, I didn't listen to the whole thing yet. But it feels weird to not.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was. Oh, Yep. Sorry. So our mojo's all thrown off. Now we're just talking at the same time. It's weird. I guess in a way listened to every TQR episode before, because I experience it, I live it. So yeah. And then any of the ones that I have missed, I have actually gone back and listened to. So,
which haven't been many, to be fair.
No, yeah, it hasn't.
But yeah, and to be fair, for the Monday episode as well with Annie there, that her and I did, that's a 2.5-hour episode. So
yeah,
there is a lot there, but
yeah, because you guys didn't just talk about the games, you talked about kind of the season as a whole and just kind of got a different perspective on it, which
exactly.
I think was good. So yeah.
So yeah, just had a good time there. So
yeah, but we're back to our regularly scheduled programming now. And thank you again to Annie. If you enjoyed listening to her on the last episode, you can give her a follow if you're not already, at Sweet Annie OD on Twitter. And she's very active on there. So
yeah, and Instagram and TikTok, it's all the same handle. So
okay, cool. Yeah. So back to
she put out a great video for Patrick Kane getting traded to the Rangers.
Oh, okay.
I'll just leave you with that. So I know, Carter, you're not on TikTok, so I'll send it to you later. But for anybody else though who is on TikTok, definitely go check it out. So
sounds good. Yeah. So now that I'm back, everything's just back to normal. We're just gonna be going, here's this game, here's random tangent number one, random.
Oh, and there he's gone. No, I'm kidding.
There you go. Now you've gone and screwed up everything, all the order and all that stuff. Upcoming games, Gulls update for your Wednesday. A little bit of what's quack. Ooh, you changed the what's quacking. Interesting. Interested.
Yes, because I remembered I did have something on reserve just in case. So
okay.
I have not been able to do much social media outside of kind of my usual couple of things here and there on my personal and Duck stuff primarily, because I've just been so swamped with schoolwork and exams and that kind of stuff. Local time right now for us, it's 11:05, 10:05 Pacific. I have a midterm tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're probably going to be here for an hour, and then
good hour.
Just because my body hates me, it'll be half an hour to an hour to just settle down to be able to go to sleep. So it's going to be a night, we'll say the least. We'll say that. So
if you are also doing something early in the morning and don't want to stay all the way to the end for the Gulls update, here's the quick one from Allie. Gulls lost. You can listen to the rest tomorrow. Rory saying and this is a good way to get into the conversation here, I think, on this most recent game against the Capitals. Zegras getting benched is a Eakins W. Absolutely. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
I think. Just give me a second. Ali says you guys are all out of sync now. Also saying Annie's TikTok is very funny. And we got Lucas joining in the chat. What's up, boys? Tough loss in overtime. Yeah, it was. Okay.
What's up, Lucas?
Oh, and Ali. Same feeling, Nate. I have 24 days until my final assignment is due for grad school. RIP. Oof. Best of luck.
Oof. Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah, best of luck.
a long caffeine fueled 24 days, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning's midterm is my 4th of the week.
And it's
I wrote
the 4th
Yeah,
day.
I wrote week, 2 on Monday, and like we had school off last week. And even then, like from the Monday to the Saturday, I'll say, because my Sunday's pretty filled up normally. Monday to the Saturday was just working on assignments that would have been due this week, which I also had 4 of. And I kid you not, probably worked on like started around noon, 1 p.m. and didn't finish until midnight. My profs hate me.
Yeah. Allie wants to know how you are alive.
I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'll let you know when I have an answer.
Okay.
At this point, it's like Darth Maul, except instead of rage, it's just like I don't even know if self-loathing is the right thing to say, but like something that is just that shouldn't be keeping me alive normally is somehow still. So
okay, well, if you need to chat, let me know.
The Calgary Roughnecks. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
because the Ducks are sucking as per usual. The Flames are sucking and make me want to hurl myself out of my basement suite, if that makes sense, somehow.
Yes, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a break. I need an actual break.
Yeah. Getting back to Rory's comment here. I guess let's play the music, the tune to get us into the swing of things. Yeah, just right off the bat, Zegras benched for the last half-ish of the second period after taking an unsportsmanlike conduct 2-minute penalty, which the Capitals did not capitalize on. No pun intended there. But
you're funny.
Unintentionally funny, apparently. I had a point, and then I got distracted by saying the Capitals didn't capitalize on it, and then thinking that was funny, and now I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I think it was definitely necessary for Zegras to have some repercussions for the bad penalties. We talked about it on the watch along that we did, but obviously, not everyone tuned in for that. So it's you were saying like he's basically leading the team in minor penalties. Well, not basically, he is leading the team in minor penalties, almost leading in penalty minutes, and has had pretty much no consequences for it up until now. But Eakins has finally kind of set him straight, or done something to set him straight a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's updated yet necessarily in the stats or that, but if it worked out how I think it is, Zegras is now at 68 penalty minutes on the season, which I don't think Carrick didn't get anything tonight. I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
Let me just double check here before.
It was Beaulieu, Zegras, and
Benoit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Carrick got nothing. So yeah, Troy Terry. Am I going to do this again?
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, I did that on Sunday's recording as well. Yeah, Zegras, if my math is correct, is now at 68 penalty minutes on the season, tying second on the team this year with Sam Carrick, who is a guy who picks up 5-minute majors for fighting.
Yeah.
Trevor Zegras doesn't do that. Zegras, I think, had the one misconduct for
I think
minutes.
I think he got 1 10-minute. Yeah, but that's it's still a big number without that, right?
Yeah, like
58 penalty minutes and 60 some games. That's too much.
Yeah, way too much. Like you look at his point production, which he's still doing good. Like I was talking about it on Sunday. Like he's on pace to set a new career high on Sunday. Would have been 68 points was what he was on pace for. But like just imagine, just even 5, 10 more points if he's not sitting in the box that much.
Yeah.
right? So, and it is something we talked about. Just just it's a maturity level personally, but also just on the ice kind of thing. And it's also just playing smarter, right? Which will come with time, right? But it's just it's got to lessen up. It has to. So
for sure, yeah.
Like Zegras and the team itself, like I get it. This team, like you want to see the team win, but we want them to tank, right? And as much as we want them to tank, like having Zegras in the box that much just hurts the team.
It's not good for the team as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Even just the morale around the team, or like in the future, like Zegras isn't going to get the benefit of the doubt on any calls. So like it just in the long term, it just hurts the team.
Yeah, exactly. So that's got to stop. But anyway, like the last time he got benched, though, he went out and scored a goal after the fact. So
yeah, I know that this wasn't directed towards Eakins, just it wasn't the way he was looking.
Though, yeah.
But man, if he was given that like little tongue move to Dallas Eakins there, man.
I'm pulling up the tweet right now just for anybody who's watching.
I
if
would have loved it.
Well, yeah, definitely you can check us out on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Ali does say he's such a brat too. Which, yeah, just while you're pulling that up, you and Annie talked about it as well. We got to remember that Trevor Zegras is like, what, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, find me a 21-year-old that is mature and like, able to make, responsible decisions and isn't, as Ali puts it, a brat. Like, they're very few and far between. So, Nate, I think me and you were like relatively mature, but we were also we did some dumb shit at 21. I think, or not like dumb shit, but like we were.
Oh no, I think we did. I think we did some dumb shit though. But yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like it's not like we were the like pride of our like campus or like our residents or or anything like that. And it's like, oh my God, look at these model students and human beings, or like, and no, there was like nobody really was. Like, you're 21 years old.
Actually, I was gonna say 20 into 21 specifically. If you want to go there, we were definitely not the model.
Yeah,
maybe not model citizens, I guess, but like we were like that was the year that we threw parties at our place,
like frequently. Yeah.
Like every second weekend kind of thing. Second or third weekend.
Yes, because our parents are listening. Yeah, every second or third weekend. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Ali even says, like, especially 21-year-olds with that much money, no wonder he has haters. Like, yeah, like there's a lot of reasons to not like, not even just Trevor Zegras, but a lot of 21-year-olds in the NHL. Like they can be bratty. So it's you don't want to pass or excuse like all of the behavior, because there's times where they cross the line, I'm sure. Like even just going back to the Stetcher thing, and even this is like,
this is hilarious.
It's hilarious, but like there's people out there that are like wildly offended by this, and like it's not a gesture that mature people do either. Like
this isn't how you say hi to people. Shit, I've been messing that up.
Not on this planet.
My bad.
You say hi to people, but never mind. I'm not gonna. No,
That's how I open every show. Go back to every single episode. I open it by just flailing my tongue at the camera.
Yeah, while the screen is still up, the intro video is still up. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing back there. Ali says, "Ew, it's so cringe."
Maybe it's just my maturity level that I'm just like, I saw that. Maybe. I'm just like, that's fucking great. I like that.
Yeah, like, yeah, no.
It's also the personality thing that we're looking for in the NHL, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
don't like other people's faces like Brad Marchand. Just gesture towards them, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. So, but if this is what he needs to not take dumb penalties, let that tongue fly, baby. That's what I gotta say.
Okay, there is the episode title, right there. I'm writing it down right now.
Let that tongue fly, baby. Okay, yeah.
Just let that tongue fly.
No, like obviously Zegras needs an outlet for his antics, we'll call it. So either he, chirps people and gets them all pissy and takes an unsportsmanlike conduct, or he just, gives them a little tongue flick here and there. That's so if that's all he needs, go for it, man. Go for it. Like I said, let that tongue fly.
Oh my god. That wasn't on my bingo card for season 4. Talking about
Zegras' tongue.
Zegras flopping his tongue, yeah.
It's the magic of the NHL and TQR.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Getting into other things that are actually, a little more relevant for this game. Well, I guess actually we did have this on the outline, so there you go. But Troy Terry extending his goal streak, not even point streak, goal streak to 4 games, which happened to be the 4 games that he's played since coming back from injury.
Yeah, he's been looking really good, and 3 of those games, if I'm not mistaken, have also been wearing an A on his chest in the absence of Adam Henrique.
A for goal.
Say that again?
I said A for goal.
Sure. It's 11:15 here. Sure. Yeah, no, he's been...
Getzlaff wore the C, and he was the passer. So if you wear the A, you're not the captain, so you don't have to pass, so you score goals.
Okay, fine.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, he's been looking really good though since coming back from his injury there that kept him out since January 6th, I think. Yeah, he's been looking good. He's been finding his way to the net, and it's really good to see not only coming back from injury, but he went on that massive dry spell basically of not being able to put the puck in the net.
What was it, 15 games or something?
Yeah, something wild like that. So yeah, no, he was looking good. Or he has been looking good there since all of that. And it's another thing where like I jokingly say, oh yeah, like the Ducks definitely listen, because we were talking about how Terry hadn't been scoring or that kind of thing, and then he gets hurt. Obviously he's not able to score while he's hurt, but then he comes back and just decides to go off, basically showing like, yeah, you know what, I did deserve to go to the All-Star game. I'm gonna rack up 4 goals in 4 games here. So
yeah,
let's see him get 5. I want to see it against Montreal here.
That would be nice. 5-game goal streak for him would be pretty sick. We got some comments here. Andrew saying, Nate and Carter, I'm here. Welcome. Even though you said you weren't going to make it, it's good to see you. Lucas, in regards to Zegras, says he's a bad boy now. Oop, breaking that NHL poster boy. Yeah. And then we have a question from Allie. Just let me prepare for this. Asking if do ducks even have tongues? And we are here to tell you that ducks do in fact have tongues. Look at that. Disgusting mess. Jeez.
Why is that something you just had ready?
Well, I saw that she had it, so then I did a quick Google for do ducks have tongues, and then went to
No. Let's see your desktop. Come on, you have that like right there, and that's how you start your day.
all I'm gonna say is don't go in the folder that says Carter's secret stuff, or that like taxes or whatever, because there might be things that are not that.
Ali just saying, "Oh God, why did I ask?" Is that a duck or is that a goose?
I honestly could not tell you. The pictures that I found,
I think it's a goose.
are quite blurry. Not like physically blurry, but like the lines between duck and goose are blurry. So yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna leave this up here for a little longer. Aren't you glad I'm back? It's just like absolute chaos now. Hey.
It's good. And Lucas says, I remember my first beer. This is legit TQR after hours style.
Oh, 100%.
It's always these post-game episodes that we do that shit just completely flies off the rails.
They're just like so
more
unhinged,
somehow than usual.
Yeah. Also, as a fun fact before we get back on track, there is duck tongue recipes, so you can actually like eat duck tongue. So, which makes sense. You can eat, it's like for like a turkey, which is like a more normal common animal to eat, I guess. You can eat like all of that stuff. I feel like I've seen duck like turkey tongue before. So yeah. Oh God. Okay. Andrew saying, I remember my first girlfriend. Allie says, Pepper Ridge Farm remembers. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, moving on. Anything else you want to say about this Capitals Ducks game, or it's like kind of what you would expect? All
Yeah,
star
it's
Gibby
kind of
performance, a Terry goal, some bullshit by Zegras. Like,
yeah, it's about what I expected. Bolio stepping up to fight Tom Wilson. Like, not that Bolio, like backs down really from anything, but that was also not what I really expected out of tonight's game. That was a good tilt though.
oh yeah, it was.
It definitely went the way that I thought it would though. And Wilson, I would give Wilson the win. Bolio did get a couple good whacks though on Wilson there though. So
Oh yeah.
it was good to watch because man, if that was Sam Carrick dropping the gloves with Tom Wilson, that it wouldn't have lasted nearly that long.
No, definitely not.
So
Yeah. I mean, we did call early on when we first acquired Nathan Beaulieu, we did call him Nathan Ross Ray Beaulieu. So
yeah,
and because because he looks like
yeah.
it, but B, like he's a tough guy. So
yeah. Oh.
Andrew saying I'm out. Peace, Andrew. Good to see you again. And Ali asking, did they do a tribute thank you to Sonny last time they played? Well, last time they played was in Washington, so I guess it would have been tonight if they would have done one, and I don't think so.
Yeah, mind you, I have the volume pretty low when we're doing those watch-alongs, just so I can hear Carter more than anything.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
I didn't see any like visual thing that would lead me to believe that they did, though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, which makes sense. He only played there for a season, so.
To be fair, there's some teams that have done it for guys who have played less than a season with the team.
Yeah, no, they have for sure, but it's less, or it's like more acceptable. Like I guess if you don't do it for a guy that's only been there for like a short period of time, but if it's been like a couple seasons, then you might, you would kind of expect it, I think. So.
Yeah, exactly. So.
That's true. He did do the alley oop, so
the dish again.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but yeah. I guess we can hop back to the Blackhawks and Ducks game on Monday there. 4-2 Ducks win. I don't have too much to say on this besides that Dostal, put up a performance that is very similar to what John Gibson's been doing, and gave us a chance to win this game. So.
Yeah, no, he was doing good. 923 save percentage there against the Blackhawks, 26 shots against, which I had to double check like how many games the Ducks have had where they've allowed less than 30 shots, and I think it was 7, including that game.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
So,
and to be fair, it's against the Blackhawks, but
yeah, without Taves and Kane, because Kane stayed back because he was waiting on being traded to the Rangers, which has now happened. But yeah, no, he played good. The Blackhawks got 9 high danger shots against, and he saved them all. Yeah, he looked good in that game. So, the other thing out of that game that I got as well, Silverberg got 3 goals in those 3 games on that 3-game win streak there that the Ducks had. It was good to see him scoring again. Those 3 goals made up to 9 for him on the season. Like it's been rough for just points in general for Silverberg this year. I think he's only at 18. I don't think he got any points tonight. So
don't think so. No.
Yeah, no points for Silverberg tonight specifically. So yeah, 18 points on the season there. Even on like a third line role, like just with like, how that line has produced this season, kind of surprised to only see 18 points. So it's good to see Silverberg getting on the game sheet there. Another guy that's good to see getting on the game sheet who was held out tonight for trade related reasons, which I love that that's become a thing this season. Trade related reasons. I do like that personally.
What was the thing a couple of years ago with the COVID, like in the bubble season? It was there was like a certain phrase that
non-COVID illness.
No. There's another. There was another one. I forget what it was.
I'm not sure offhand.
Yeah, it was like it was another thing that was added to, like, it was like upper body injury, lower body injury, and then something else.
Undisclosed. But I guess that's kind of been around for a while.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, not important, but it's kind of like the new like buzzword for this season is like the trade related reasons.
Yeah. So there was it the Islanders a few years ago? I forget who it was, but it was for like general soreness is the reason that they gave for keeping the player out.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, I feel like I'd get kept out of. Imagine just like you had, like the reasons for why you're out, like kind of in your everyday life kind of thing. I feel like I'd have that one. Just Nate
Yeah.
Thomas is dealing with general soreness today,
Yeah.
just because I've messed up my body so much already.
Yeah. Hey, could you imagine using that for like me and you for like excuses for not going to work? Like, oh yeah, I'm not coming in today. Just, got an upper body injury or just general soreness or
Yeah.
oh, can't come into work today, trade related reasons. Just hang up and leave them
to
on
be
that.
fair, the upper body injury I probably could have used on one job I had a couple of years ago because I was working out in a lumber yard and I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so I wasn't able to like lift very heavily for quite a while.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
fair.
so I probably could have used it there. I have an upper body injury, so I
Yeah.
can't do aspects of my job right now.
Yeah, no, I guess in that sense, yeah. You
I think it was
could.
like for anything longer than like a 16-foot 2x4, I had to get help for, which kind of
Oh, dang.
sucked because like there's a lot of stuff there that like I would just basically throw around, and I'm just suddenly like I can't, like I'm not allowed to because I don't want to like bust my stitches here in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, back to John Klingberg. There here. Yeah, he has been going off over the last little bit, which is great as we are. I guess this will be the last episode before the trade deadline for this season. Yeah, he was just racking up points. He's now at 24 on the season, and I'm just pulling up his numbers here. Like even in the last 5 games played, he's got 4 points there. And in the last 10, let's take a look. Where does that go back to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Back to Colorado on January 26th. He's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in the last 10 games. So, yeah, that's good for him. He just kind of realized, like, oh yeah, hey, the trade deadline's coming, and I wanted to be on a contender this year. I should probably play. So, yes, Carter, you have a question.
Yeah, I really didn't want to interrupt because it has nothing to do with what you were talking about. I'm going to take you back to 2021 in 3 words: unfit to play.
Oh yes, right. That's what it
That's
was.
what it.
Unfit to play. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got the unfit to play designation, which essentially meant you've tested positive for COVID, or we don't want to say that you have, but
yeah.
that's what it was. Thank you to the 21-22 COVID protocol released by the NHL.
Yeah, no, Klingberg, yeah, throwing up some more points lately or that. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what Thursday and Friday hold for not only John Klingberg but for the Anaheim Ducks in general. Because, and I guess we'll get into it here. I guess there's unless there's anything about the Blackhawks game that you want. I guess we can just get into it right now.
Yeah, no, let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the Ducks haven't really yet made a whole lot of other moves, to say the least.
No, it's been very quiet.
Yeah, which for a team that's supposed to be selling a lot, right? There's a lot of pieces to sell that they could. Yeah, not a whole heck of a lot going on right now. So the Ducks and the Sharks made a trade, which at first I was like, wait a second. But then looking into it, The Anaheim Ducks acquired a 2024 third round pick from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for the signing rights to Henry Thrun. So we had talked about Thrun a couple of weeks ago, how he had said that, he had informed the Ducks that he wasn't going to be signing once he was finished his season at college this year. Fourth round pick from 2019. So, the Ducks getting a third round pick out of a fourth round pick, essentially.
Yep.
From
Pretty
a rival team. Yeah, sure. Why not? And, you might look at it and go, okay, well, like Thrun's been doing good and he's now on like a rival team kind of thing. There's been a lot of guys as well that have looked like they were going to be good and haven't panned out. There was a lot of guys that, were taken in the last round, like last pick, and turned out to be fantastic. Right. So you never really know 100% exactly what you're going to get out of a draft pick, wherever they're picked from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, for all we know, Thrun might be a Barracuda for his entire career, kind of thing. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, the Ducks organization would still see a lot of him, and he would probably make the organization pay as a whole. It would just, it would be at the AHL level, not the NHL level. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then Ducks claiming D-man Scott Harrington, who made his Ducks debut tonight against the Capitals last night, I guess, if you're listening to the replay of this on Thursday. He was involved in the Timo Meier trade, went to New Jersey, who then waived him, and we claimed him off waivers. So
yeah. So there you go. We got a Shark defenseman. They got a defenseman from us, just weird roundabout way. So,
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Harrington started on the third line tonight with Colton White. The couple of times that I noticed him out there, like, was good. I didn't really have any complaints about him.
He made a good play on Ovi, like, who was trying to come into
the
zone and just stepped up on him.
That was when we had kind of brought him up there. Yeah, so
that was the most noticeable there. So that was good.
Yeah, he played 13 minutes and 5 seconds tonight. Got a shot on goal, 16 shifts. Yeah, he's just like that. That's a good guy to have for your third pairing, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And, ideally, probably in a few seasons, he might be that seventh defenseman or even just a staple in the third pairing. Like, yeah, I mean, he's just solid defensively. Like, I don't remember if you read this off, 45 points in 238 games. 238 games is a lot of games. 45 points is not a lot, even for a defenseman. So it just kind of shows that he is more of that defensive guy, but he can generate offense a little bit. So it's good. This is actually a waiver claim that I'm like, wow, this is a guy that you should have picked up, and you did. Good on you.
Yeah, it's it was one that made sense. Yeah, absolutely. So,
and I mean, too, we need defensemen, especially if Klingberg's going to be gone. Like, we'll be happy to see him, or most people will be happy to see him go. But like, you still need a body to fill that roster spot. Kulikov was also out for trade-related reasons. Like, if he goes too, we need bodies that can play defense in the NHL.
Yeah, exactly.
We need somebody. So,
yeah. Harrington is finishing up the end of his 1-year contract that he signed with the Sharks this year. League min at $750,000. So, he's not taking up a bunch of our cap. And, if it is just to, fill out the roster for this year, then he's done at the end of the year and you find somebody else. Right. So you look at the Ducks contracts for next year, and in particular, their defensemen, there is a lot of guys expiring at the end of this year. And I think we've talked about it. It was either Annie and I talked about it on Sunday, or we talked about it last Wednesday. They got a lot of work to do on the back end in terms of personnel. So, which could be a good thing, right? You might be able to go out and go like to different free agents that are available and be like, hey, like, we can offer you this, and like you can actually pick up like quite a few good guys, right?
Yeah.
So,
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. there's a little more trade discussion I want to get happening here, but I think now is a good time to take a quick break. We'll hear from our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook, and then on the other side, we'll do a little bit more trade talk, just to kind of maybe chat quickly about what the Ducks can expect, or what we can expect from the Ducks over the next, well, less than 48 hours, probably closer to 36 by now. Yeah, trades. Yeah, it's I guess noon Pacific time on Friday. So yeah, about 37 hours. So so we'll talk about that. We'll talk the lone upcoming game, Gulls update, and of course what's quacking on the other side. And we'll see you guys in just a minute.
NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, opt in, and place a same-game parlay on any NBA game. And if it doesn't hit, you'll get a free bet back. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app now and sign up with the code THPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly. Again, that's code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio. See show notes for details.
All right, welcome back. So we've got some work to do still, I think, trade-wise, with John Klingberg still in an Anaheim Ducks uniform as of recording this. So hopefully you're listening to this early in the morning, because who knows if this is going to even be relevant by then. Again, was held out for trade-related reasons against the Washington Capitals, along with Dmitry Kulikov. I'm kind of surprised that it's been this long, but at the same time, there's been a lot of other defensemen on the market that I think teams were looking at that are, I'll just say it, are better than John Klingberg, are a better option. Jacob Chikrin, Gavrikov, just to name a couple. Those guys have obviously gone now. Gavrikov to LA, Chikrin to Ottawa. There's really not any defensemen left, so if any team missed out on those guys, Klingberg's kind of your guy, I think. So, and if you're looking for more defensive defensemen, Ekholm's gone. He was kind of the only name, I guess. I mean, Gavrikov, I guess, was more the defensive guy, but now Kulikov's kind of your answer. He's been traded the last few deadlines too, so I think now's kind of the time, I guess, that teams are actually starting to inquire about these guys, and a deal is actually realistically going to happen. So
yeah, and I think over the last say like week or so, I guess, it's like I don't think that we're actually going to end up on Friday, with the TNT, ESPN, TSN, Sportsnet trade panels all just kind of twiddling their thumbs and like trying to do stuff on the fly kind of thing. I think we are still going to see like a fair amount of trades on Friday, because I feel like the last week has been kind of just everybody figuring out like, okay, let's make it work to get these certain players on our roster, right? And then we can work around that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
let's see what we have left to like fill in the holes and really bring us up to the cap, because a lot of teams were like, let's shed as much as we can. Okay, now we can bring in the Patrick Kanes, the Ryan O'Reillys, like those guys, and then okay, we now have $1 million left, or okay, now maybe let's just add a depth forward or depth defenseman. Yeah, so it's just not going to be the big, most exciting deals that you're going to see on Friday during the big, long presentations. So
yeah, and I think it's also because there's, especially in the East, quite a few teams that are battling for a wild card spot right now, right? So, but we're also teams that could slip and hard to recoup, right? So you just
So
didn't
they
want
didn't
to
want to
make the
go for those
move.
big fish.
Yeah, you didn't want to make the move too early, kind of thing. If you're looking at the East, right now at least, as of the time of this recording, Buffalo, Florida, and Washington, all at 66 points, just 3 points back of the Pittsburgh Penguins for that second wild card spot. But then you also have Ottawa and Detroit who are at 64, right? Who could have a quick streak. Hell, Ottawa's on a 3-game winning streak right now.
And they just brought in Chikrin.
Yeah. So you
And
never know
lost
what
no other
could
pieces.
happen.
They only lost picks for Chikrin.
Yeah.
So like their roster only got better because of that.
Exactly. And then out of the West, you really just have, well, you had a couple teams slip in the Seattle Kraken and the Winnipeg Jets, who are now the Western Conference wildcard spots. I think Nashville's kind of decided, they're a bit more of a sell team, right? With a trade of like Ekholm and that kind of thing. So really the only middling team in the West is I'm chuckling at this because surprise, surprise on my end. The Calgary Flames, who are sitting 5 points back of Winnipeg for that second wild card spot, but it kind of feels like there's too much on their roster not to try to go for it. As well, I think within like the last week, the Flames at the time of this recording are the only team not to make a trade out of the entire league.
You said that on the watch along, but I thought about it. I don't think the Seattle Kraken have done anything yet.
Let me double check.
But besides that, I can't think of any off the top of my head that, like any others that haven't done anything. Yeah, because even the bottom feeders are selling.
Yeah, Seattle's last trade, I guess, was February 5th. That was between them and San Jose, where Seattle got Jacob Megna.
February. Yeah. I guess we're in March now, right? Forgot about that.
Yeah, but in terms of waiver claims, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I guess Seattle hasn't either. Okay, never mind then. So yeah, I guess those two teams, but at the same time, like Seattle's kind of the way that they've been playing. Like, do you really touch that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but Calgary is a team that could still use a bit of help, especially finishing. But at the same time, I don't know. So I guess those teams have tried to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot better of an idea now at, basically like 2 days or a day and a half away from the deadline. So I think you'll still see some moves here, especially out of those teams having figured out kind of what they want to do. Whether you're a Detroit who sounds like Stevie Y just wants to stay pat. If they get in, sweet. If not, that's okay, kind of thing.
They're still set up for the future, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Buffalo tries to do something to get in there. I'm wondering about if Florida makes one more move, because that's a team that they won the President's Trophy last year, did they not? And now you're outside the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, not looking good there. So Washington's another team that's kind of decided their fate, I guess, in moving pieces like Garnet Hathaway, Dmitry Orlov, but then just kind of like retooling a little bit. So like they're not trying to go for it this year necessarily, but just thinking more ahead to next year. Yeah, like I said, Ottawa's on a 3-game winning streak currently. So, and they're not far back. So that's a possibility. And so, those couple of teams who have figured out what they're doing, I expect them to make a few moves.
Yeah, no, for sure. Last thing here, just in terms of trade speculation, from Lucas. So since we're playing Gibby off the trade talks, then, I mean, I don't think you scratch Gibson for trade related reasons because I don't think they're actively shopping him, but it's more if a team calls.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between, a lot of teams inquiring about him and Anaheim entertaining them, which it does sound like that is happening. You don't pull somebody out of the game, like, or scratch them kind of thing until like a deal's close kind of thing, right? Like
Or
you got pieces set and you're trying to figure out like a last piece or two kind of thing.
Or like in the case of Chychrun where it's like, we are trading him at the deadline. We
Yeah, and we
will
want
work
him-
out a deal with somebody, so we're pulling him. Same kind of thing with Gavrikov, like he missed a few games before then as well. Whereas Gibson's not like we're moving him at the deadline, whether like regardless, like no matter kind of whatever we can get at this point. Like that's not the case with him. It's are we open to trading him? Yes. Do we need to? No. That's
exactly
where the difference is. So
yeah,
like you said, it once you're down to a couple pieces, then you're potentially moving them.
Yeah, like Anaheim's and Gibson, like Gibson, it sounds like he would like to go to a contender, like basically just play some meaningful hockey, which I don't blame him for by any means. But also, loves being in Anaheim by the sounds of it. So it's just more of a, okay, let's get a actual, like it's basically don't make anything overly of it until there's reason to.
Yeah.
I guess.
So just in the interest of time here, yes or no, come Saturday, Saturday, but yes or no, come Friday, 3:01 p.m. Eastern time, just after the trade deadline, is John Gibson still an Anaheim Duck? Yes or no?
Let's go back to Saturday.
Yes or no?
No, sorry. Go back to Saturday as the thing, because you do still have trades announced like after the deadline because the calls still have to go through.
Yeah, whatever.
I would say yes, he is still an Anaheim Duck. However,
yes or no?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, he is still an Anaheim Duck. But I'm going to add to it, just in case, maybe prepare yourselves, Ducks fans.
Yeah.
Because there are some teams that could benefit from goaltending. John Gibson, if John Gibson has like a year left on his deal or is in the last year of his deal, he is absolutely being looked at by multiple teams. It's not even the fact of his term, it's how much of a cap hit that he carries is the issue right now. So
yeah, just mostly in the interest of saying something different than you, but also because this year has just been wild and players have gone that a month ago we didn't think were going to be traded. I say no, he's not an Anaheim Duck come Saturday.
Okay, reasons. I'm going to have you elaborate on it.
Okay. Really, it's just to be different than you, and that's the majority of it. But I don't know. Just because like there is just more than just the it would be interesting if he went back to Pittsburgh kind of rumors and look at how fed up John Gibson looks like, because there is actually conversation of he wants to play for a contender. Anaheim's not going to be ready like in John Gibson's window, essentially. Lucas Dostal is ready now. I think like all signs just point to John Gibson. Like it's finally time to move on, and like there's actually serious discussion going on, even if it's not like out in the public eye as much as you might expect. But also I think teams are, I don't want to say desperate enough, but this year things have just opened up on the trade deadline, like
a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, like in previous years, it's like, this player is on the board. Do they get traded? And then they don't get traded. Nothing happens because the deal's not right. But this year, it's like, okay, no, this player is on the board, and then it happens. Like the move gets done. Like Jacob Chychrun and Patrick Kane and even Ryan O'Reilly. It's like, Ryan O'Reilly potentially out of St. Louis. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like that's not actually going to happen. And then like within a week, he was a Toronto Maple Leaf, and people lost their minds. Well, I did anyways.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
And-
So I think
yeah,
just this
like-
year, teams are more willing to go all in and get a deal done. And on the flip side, teams actually really, really want to make, like the sellers want to make the deals happen because they know that if they're getting a first or even a second round pick, they're still getting probably a really good player. So
yeah,
I think just
Patrick-
both sides are more willing to make it happen. Yeah.
I think the Patrick Kane one was really interesting, just in the sense that like it's not the first time that we've seen a player necessarily dictate where they go because there's no trade clause or no move clause, right? Like we just saw it this past summer, basically with Matthew Tkachuk, right?
Yeah.
I think it was maybe 3 teams that he gave
Pretty
permission
much.
about.
Yeah.
But in terms of like Patrick Kane, it was like literally just the Rangers. It was Rangers or nothing for him, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And even like the, like Patrick Kane, Patrick Kane will be traded to the New York Rangers. Details are just being figured out. Like you haven't really seen that. And like that was like it was like almost a full day before like a trade actually happened.
Mhm.
Right? It was like now it's like Patrick Kane will be traded. Just the details are getting figured out. And it's like how often do you just hear that?
Not very
right?
often. Yeah. Rory says Giroux last year also kind of dictated where he was going to go. So, which, no, makes sense. He's very similar boat, was in a very similar boat to Patrick Kane there.
Which, sorry, I should clarify, like not that aspect of it, but like more the like a day in advance kind of thing of like they will be moved, but they like the teams don't even fully know what is being moved yet. Just that player is the only thing known right now.
Yeah. Rory also says Gibson gets dealt at draft day. Yeah, I definitely see it as more of an off-season move, but I'm just
if anything.
I've kind of stuck myself in the he moves before the deadline track, so we'll see what happens. But I think I think that's really all that's worth talking about because Adam Henrique's injured, so I don't think he goes anywhere. And then everyone else is either safe or not really worth trading for, or if they are, it's for like a 4th or 5th round pick or like a prospect. So so we'll see what happens.
No, never mind. I had an idea of a potential team, but I don't even just off the top of my head, I don't think it works cap wise.
Okay.
But it definitely doesn't work personnel wise. I don't see the need in it.
Okay.
I was gonna say just the New Jersey Devils, but Vitek Vanacek has been pretty damn good for them. So we'll just leave that. Yeah. So
okay. Well, let's move on to the upcoming games here then. So we've got just one actually, and that'll be Friday against the Montreal Canadiens, and both of these teams will probably look very different by then. So there's really no point in going through the rosters, I don't think. But 7 p.m. Pacific time is the puck drop. Or is the time of puck drop there. It'll be the last game of this little mini 3-game homestand for Anaheim. And then they don't play again until Tuesday, so we only have this one to talk about. But, Nate, do you have a score prediction?
First off, we have played the Ducks or the Canadiens before. December 15th, the Ducks beat the Canadiens 5-2. It was brought up on the last. It was brought up during the Chicago game, and that's just like the more recent instance of it being talked about that I've heard. I don't remember like who I heard it from originally, but it's an idea that I do really like and just makes sense. There shouldn't be games on the trade deadline day.
Yeah, no.
Or even the day after, honestly.
Well, yeah,
give the guys like a some time to move on that day, especially when so much is happening and so many guys get moved.
Yeah, or at least not early on like the Saturday or like early the next day. Like you could do later, I suppose. But it's
at least
it's hard to take 2 full days off, but
at least like on the day of trade deadline, there shouldn't be any games.
100% that one. Yeah, no, I agree. But do you have you said 5-2 was the previous score?
Yeah. Let's see how the Canadians are doing. I haven't really been following them too much as of late. Okay, well, Montreal looks like they're going to be playing LA before us.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a guess that is a back-to-back. Let me, if my thinkers will cooperate with me. Here we go.
They do tend to be.
Yeah. So it will be a back-to-back. They'll be playing the Kings on Thursday night and then playing us on the Friday. That being said, though, 6-4-0 in their last 10.
Okay.
They've won their last game. They're not great on the road, though, this year. 12-15-3 on the season.
Okay.
I'm going to be optimistic about this one, and I'm going to say 3-1 Anaheim.
3-1 Anaheim. Nice.
Dostal or Gibson's just going to, feel pretty good. And Montreal, even being 6-4-0, they are down a few pieces, if I'm remembering that correctly as well.
Yeah, Kirby Dach is out.
That offensively kind of hurts them a bit. So
yeah, that's the only name I could think of off the top of my head for them. But yeah, I'm also kind of optimistic about this one. I think. Yeah. Well, I mean, looking at recent scores too, even like 3-2, 4-2, 3-2, 4-2. We can ignore the Tampa 6-1 there, 4-3 Florida. I'm gonna, even though I predicted it for the last game against Washington, I'm gonna say 4-2 for Anaheim. I guess that was also my prediction for Chicago. Here was 4-2 Anaheim, and oh, look at that, got another one.
Was that your prediction, though?
Yes.
Was it?
No. It's okay. I'll still win anyways. Yeah, we're almost at the end of the season, and I'm up 3-1. So, in terms of team and getting both the team and the score, but yeah, we shall see on Friday what happens and who is still an Anaheim Duck and who is still a Montreal Canadien, and all of that fun stuff. So,
yeah. All right.
Gulls update, I suppose, is next on the slate here.
Yeah, we'll run through this here really quickly. So,
I
forgot about that.
You're welcome. I could tell you did.
Oh man, so yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough week for the Gulls as well, but what else is new? They started off losing 5-2 to the Coachella Valley Firebirds back on the 24th there on, that'd be Friday. Sunday, winning in overtime. 2-1 over the Ontario Reign. And then tonight losing 6-5 to the Henderson Silver Knights, which puts them at, if it was updated when I grabbed this, 15-39-1, good for 10th in the Pacific Division. I mean, not good, but you know what I mean.
Bad for 10th in the division?
Yeah. And this week it's Tucson. It's all about the Roadrunners. March 3rd and 4th, so Thursday and Friday. I'm getting it mixed up because we are now at 12 a.m. local time.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Yep. Playing the Tucson Roadrunners in Tucson there. And yeah, so we'll see how those games go. Your top 5 players right now for the San Diego Gulls. Taking a look here, you got a tie for 5th spot between Pavel Regenda and Glenn Godden, both at 23 points. Bogru slips down to 4th spot with 29. Michael Delzato goes up to 3rd with 30 points on the season, 20 with the San Diego Gulls in 27 games. Nicholas Brouillard is in 2nd spot with 34 points. And then the massive leap to our boy Rocco Grimaldi, 56 points in 54 games this season.
Ooh, He's finally cleared the point per game pace mark. Hey,
Yeah.
nice. Look at him go. Ah, so proud. So proud.
Yeah. We got Noah in the chat here. What's going on, Noah? Saying, I missed
Hello.
the game. What was the Zegras penalty for? Unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't remember what
I
exactly
don't know exactly what he
happened.
did.
It might have just been something said. But
Probably, yeah.
yeah, he got benched for the vast majority of the second period. Came out in the third and scored a goal. So
yeah. And let that tongue fly, baby. Let it fly.
oh God. Oh, goalies. Got Gage Alexander and Oli Eriksson Ek tending the pipes right now for San Diego, as Lucas Dostal is up with the Anaheim Ducks right now. Eriksson Ek has played in 18 games, has a 475 goals against average, an 849 save percentage, and a 2-12-0 record on the season. Gage Alexander, a 343 goals against average, an 878 save percentage, and a 1-2-1 record in 4 games played so far this season. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, that's another thing that I know we've talked about this before, but I am excited that, or another reason I'm excited that Dostal is up in the NHL is that now Gage Alexander can get time at the AHL level.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy that. And that's, even though the team's not good, I think he's getting some very valuable experience there. So
he's been collecting some jerseys this year. That's for sure. So
yeah,
he played in Winnipeg in the WHL for the Winnipeg Ice. Then he was playing down in the ECHL with okay, I'm not as good on my ECHL affiliates. Who's the affiliate for us?
You're asking the wrong guy.
I want to say it's the Tulsa Oilers, but I think
you know what?
You're wrong about that.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Take a look here. Who is the ECHL affiliate? No. It's not what I'm looking for. Look at me go, the Tulsa Oilers.
Yeah, nice. Now all we need is for Gibson to be traded and then Gage Alexander to be called up to the NHL and collect a Ducks jersey.
See, like I would love that. Realistically, I think it would be Eriksson Ek that gets called up.
Oh yeah,
until
that's what happened last time. So
yeah, but at the same time,
you never know.
It could be kind of fun.
Yeah, you know, at least just to see what you got in Gage Alexander and the third to last or second to last game of the season. Like, fuck it,
just go for it.
We're playing Colorado. Fuck it, let's put Gage Alexander in and see what happens. Like, either the kid gets lit up and we say, it was Colorado, like it would have happened to anybody, or he posts a shutout and we rejoice and sing hallelujah in the streets of Orange County. So,
and Colorado will pretend in this does ice their full lineup for the playoffs and goes into the playoffs going, shit, we lost to the Anaheim Ducks and Gage Alexander, who hadn't played an NHL game yet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it'd be good.
Kel McCarr's just like shoving another bag of kale into his blender. McKinnon's just throwing chickpea pasta at everybody. It's like, fuck, eat it. We got to get going here again. Which, by the way, chickpea pasta, it is good. It is good.
Never had it, honestly. So
you'll have to come over. I got some actually.
Oh, perfect. Got a date night in our future.
There you go.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's time for one more obnoxious sound effect to end off this episode, and then just whatever this is that Nate's got for us here.
So I came across this screen grab of a Twitter, what do you call it?
Thread?
Not even a thread. It's just like the initial one in the reply.
Okay. So like
a
reply. Yeah, Twitter reply.
Yeah. So, but you and I are both fans of the show Friends.
Yep.
The last song that our band ever put out actually was the cover of the Friends theme song. I just realized.
That's true. Yeah.
At the start of the pandemic there. Are you a fan of Kit Kat bars, by chance?
Yeah. It's
You like Kit
not my
Kat?
favorite chocolate bar, but I do love a good Kit Kat. Yeah.
Do you go for the chunky ones that Brent Burns is always on TV for? Or do you go for like just the normal ones?
Generally I just go for the normal ones, the chunky ones. I don't know. I've just never cared.
Fair enough. And
Yeah, I don't know.
last question, do you break the Kit Kat bar or are you a psychopath and just bite into it?
I have not been classified as a psychopath, and I do not. I've not. I don't think I've ever bitten a Kit Kat bar.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah.
So anyway, this tweet stemmed from Zoe at Zoe Mendoza Hall, who had a great idea for a Kit Kat commercial.
Okay.
She says, I really
better
want
than the Burns one.
I think so. I really want there to be a commercial for Kit Kats starring David Schwimmer, where he looks at the camera and says, do you ever need a break? And Jennifer Aniston happens to be walking by and says, really? You're still on this? And it ends with, we were on a break. Good old reference to Friends and however many seasons that carried over of between Ross and Rachel's relationship there.
Well, the show was 10 seasons, so but I don't think it was.
I feel like that Joe carried for like 3 or 4 of it.
It was a lot, yeah.
But Kit Kat replying immediately messages our marketing department. That would be a great commercial, though.
That would be how they haven't done something like that, because especially like in the 90s too, like that would have been massive.
I think even now, just with like the idea of like binging shows and like Friends being one of those top shows to binge watch.
It would still be really, really good today, and like a lot of people would love it. But like in the 90s when the show was coming out, Kit Kat would have like made billions of dollars if they had done that.
Yeah.
Like at like the absolute peak of Friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So. But yeah, no, that's pretty good. And it's better than Brent Burns not being able to fit a Kit Kat chunky bar in his in between
the gap in his teeth.
Yeah. Speaking of hockey players in commercials with gaps in their teeth, have you seen the new Apple commercial where Subban and Thornton are out at night looking for Subban's lost tooth with their iPhone flashlights, and then Subban thinks he finds it and puts it in, and Thornton just looks at him and like shakes his head, and then they just like slowly keep looking. You haven't seen that one?
No, I haven't.
Really? It's good. You got to go look at it.
To be fair, the only like live TV I watch is hockey games.
Well, that's what it's been on, is hockey games.
Yeah. Okay. Surprisingly, I haven't done.
Yeah, I feel like every commercial break, or at the very least every second commercial break, that commercial comes on. But yeah,
it's always the skip the dishes one.
Oh yeah, with Katy Perry.
Yeah. Okay, your opinion on it. Do you like? Are you annoyed of that jingle, or do you think it's good?
I could take it or leave it, because I think the again, the people listening to this from the States are going to have no idea what we're talking about, because these are all Canadian companies. Not Apple, but the other two.
Skip the Dishes is Canada only? I thought that was Canadian. Or
I think it's Canadian. Too. I think it's Canadian only. They're a Winnipeg-based company. So, but so yeah, I guess maybe it could be down in the States. But I think I don't find it quite as annoying, because the Rogers Wrapped in Red event commercial almost made me hate Christmas.
Oh, yeah. That
was the worst. It was awful. I hated it. I would physically mute my TV just for that. Like I would go out, like I could be in the kitchen making food during commercial break, and I would hear that come on, and I would stop what I was doing, mute my TV, and then go back, because I could not stand any more of that stupid commercial. That was awful.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that one. The Skip the Dishes one. My girlfriend and I were talking about it last night because it came on. That's like, I can't get enough of it personally. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's fine, honestly. Yeah.
So
there's the new one where they do like Oh no, maybe that's an Uber Eats one where they're trying to like come up with like a new hit jingle, and they got like a bunch of
Yeah, I think that's Uber Eats.
famous like songs. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's an Uber Eats one. But
So, Skip the Dishes was in the States, but pulled out in 2019.
okay,
So
pull out Game Strong for Skip the Dishes there.
Oh man,
just couldn't handle Zegras' tongue. That must have been it.
guess so.
Full circle. I don't know what that means, but I wanted to connect it somehow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nate, if people have commercial ideas for any other major brands involving Friends or not, or Kit Kats or not, where can they get those to you?
You can tweet those at me at Tatenomus, TATENHOMAS.
Yeah, and if you want to send me pictures of Trevor Zegras' tongue, gifts or otherwise, just please only Trevor Zegras' tongue. I don't want to see your tongue or anybody else's, only Trevor Zegras'. You can do that at Carter_Potts, POTTS _97 on Twitter. Also, feel free to send pictures of, or not pictures, but ideas of commercials with Trevor Zegras' tongue to at Quack Report Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And I don't know, comment them on this YouTube video as well, maybe, at Quack Report Pod. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody. Go Dex, go. See you later.